Hello, Lucia. Me and Kawabi form a group, and we're gonna talk about a horror story. So let's start. In a spooky night in the early 30s, a family moved to Michigan to start over a new family and a new life. The family was formed by a girl named Elizabeth and her two brothers. Her father, also called Harry, and her mother, Rebecca. As soon as they got there, Elizabeth noticed in her room something that was not particularly normal. There were some kind of symbols on her wall, and she started to look the symbols up. After a lot of research, she noticed an article on internet and started to read it. The article was about some girl that died in that particular house 50 years ago. Elizabeth started to feel nervous and decided to tell her mom and dad about it. However, her parents did not believe what she was saying. A few days later, exploring its dusty corners and climbed the apple tree in the backyard, she noticed a pretty doll that was in a clothes box. The doll had pretty brown hair and with pink shoes, and she was a little bit dirty. It actually looked like she was in that box for a long time. Elizabeth started to play with the doll every day in front of the lake that was next to her house. One day, playing with the doll, Elizabeth came to the lake and started to swim with her brothers. The lake was very calm and clean, when suddenly Elizabeth loses her doll. Her brother helped her to find it when something in the water pulled down one of her brother's legs and started to drown. Uh, Her older brother, that was stronger than everyone there, helped the little one and grabbed him and brought him to the surface. On their way back home, Elizabeth still had not found out where her doll was. She was very sad and decided to sleep a little bit. As soon as she got to her room, she noticed a different symbol on her wall that was not in there before. Very curious, she looked at it closer and noticed that this particular symbol was not a symbol at all. It was a draw of someone drowning. Elizabeth was very confused with all that scenario, and when she looked at her desk, she suddenly found out her doll again, that was looking for her. She started to be afraid of the doll because she lost it on the lake, and she did not know how she could have gotten in her room.
Elizabeth put the doll in the box again and closed it. After that, she went to sleep. At 3 a.m., she heard a noise and woke up very scared. When she looked at her desk, the doll was there with some blood on her face. She started to feel strange feelings and also started to hear some voices. Feeling very weird, she ran away to her parents' room. When she got there, she saw her mom and dad hanging in the fan. She was so scared that she went to the bathroom and locked herself in it. She started to cry a lot and suddenly heard a noise of water dropping on the floor. She felt something falling on her head and looked up to the ceiling and saw her two brothers stuck there with three knives in each part of their bodies. After that, she closed her eyes and lay down on the floor and started to cry. After a long time with her eyes closed, she woke up in a tiny place. It looked like a little box. Suddenly, someone opened the box and Elizabeth saw a human being. It was a pretty girl with blue eyes. Elizabeth was so happy to see someone. However, she noticed that she was not a human anymore. The little girl started to talk. Look at this pretty doll that I've just found out here, Mom. She's so beautiful. Elizabeth started to notice that she had turned into the haunted doll that killed her own family, and everything repeats again and again every 50 years.